Welcome back to the read. We just finished a collective read and it was really beautiful. Go ahead and give that a watch. What we're getting into right now is a read for the Virgos. I recorded this yesterday. Unfortunately, my phone storage went out on me. That is being resolved. It should be resolved in the next couple of days. I'm just waiting on a delivery of a new device. So we technically did the Virgo read, but it wasn't able to be finished. So here we are again. We kind of have gotten a little scattered and out of order, but it's okay because it's fine. It is absolutely fine. Shuffle 3 times. Virgo, it's coming out soon, smooth. I just want to remind you that we all have Virgo in our natal charts. Go ahead and look at where out of your 12 houses that Virgo sits. Sun, moon, rising, and your planets. We all have Virgo. Virgo, I have a special love for Virgo because that is my sister sign as a Pisces. It's my sister sign, and they are just meticulous planners. Every girl's trip needs a Virgo. Ace of Wands. Yes, they do. Okay. 8 of Swords, and then the 3 of Pentacles. So you are, Virgo, are about to embark on this journey. It's going to be one of that requires, if it's not a creative project, it requires some type of creativity. It's in a suit of fire. So again, creativity, passion, desires, those types of things. But it's also going to require a lot of courage, discipline, and confidence, which one thing about it, 2 things for sure, Virgo definitely has those things. So this might be something that is definitely in your wheelhouse. Okay, Knight of Cups. This is an interesting read. There's a little bit of, I don't want to say chaotic, but the cards aren't talking to one another. So I wonder if this is kind of a reflection of what's going on in your life right now, Virgo. Very interesting because you have the 8 of Swords. And the reason why I say the cards aren't talking to one another is because you're having a smooth shuffle. As you know, on this channel, we usually don't pull straight from the deck. Yeah, 2 of Cups and the Devil. The cards are definitely not talking to one another, but they are pulling as they need to be pulled. So I'm going to read them how I see them. You have the 8 of Swords here, and I wonder if you are in a little bit of a bind right now. If you're in a little bit of a bind where some of the fears, anxieties that you have are holding you down, this is going to get in between you and this Ace of Wands. But even though you have the 8 of Swords, you also have, you have the 8 of Wands, but more so I was actually going to talk about the 3 the Three of Pentacles. I wonder if this is a work situation. And I'm not just saying that because you're a Virgo, but I'm kind of getting this is some type of work situation. The Three of Pentacles shows three people that are working on some type of project together. So there is community. And I hope you don't hear that, but a storm is definitely rolling in where I am. So it's about to get even darker where I'm at. But yeah, I think this is a work project. You might be your boss, or likely you are the boss, Virgo. There might be there might be a project that's coming in that has a tight budget. You have the Four of Pentacles, and you also have a natural progression from the Three of Pentacles to the Four of Pentacles right here, but I'll leave this over here. What do we have at the bottom? We have the King of Pentacles. So a lot of Pentacles coming through for you. Pentacles, it's very on brand because the Pentacles are earth energy. So, there's some type of work project that is coming towards your midst. And with that work project, you might have a little reservation. I think that's what's coming up with the Eight of Swords. There might be a little reservation. Maybe the budget is tight. Four of Pentacles, but I also want you to remember that you're not doing this project by yourself. You might initiate this project by yourself, Eight of Wands, but you're not by yourself as you're doing this project. The journey through this particular work project is the Knight of Cups, and this is something that you probably don't do very often because the Cups is the water, and your Pisces sister is asking you to bring your action through your emotion. You might, but you also have to be careful with how you bring that emotion through because it is work. But I think that there's some type of intuition, that emotion or intuition that's being asked of you to call upon as you go through this project. The Two of Cups is amplifying the message of the Three of Pentacles. You are in a very capable team. You're in a team of co-equals. You don't have any weakest links on this team, which is very good. And I think the teamwork is what's going to make the dream work. Just breathing through this because this is, they wanted to come out, but that was just more of a classiness on my end. Let's get these back where they were meant. And then you also have the Devil card. So I wonder if you are going to be faced while you're working on this project and bringing this Knight of Cups energy. I wonder if you're going to be faced. I think because this is a work project, I think you're going to be faced with some limitations of your team, maybe limitations of yourself. Yep, there goes the rain. But you have all of the cards of community out here. So I think it's going to be important, Virgo, that you get out of the it's me by myself. I have to learn how to delegate. I think that's going to be important. Trust your team. Trust your team. Trust your team. Your team. You built the team that you built because you saw the potential in them. And not just potential. They are actually have proven results behind their names as well. Trust them to do the work. I think a little bit of self-preservation might come out. Let's cut the deck and see what's at the top, just to continue. Queen of Cups, and then you have the Six of Cups. So it might end in a victory, but you have to learn how to incorporate your team in this more than you're going to have to rely on your team more than you're normally used to. I think that's going to bring a little of this Devil card energy towards the situation where you're going to have to learn Knight of Cups. You're going to have to learn, practice, plan new ways of emotionally going through this process. You have 3 cups, so it's definitely, there's going to be a lot of emotions that come up while you're doing this. You have 4 cups cards, so you're definitely going to have to lean into your emotion. And if you're not leaning into your emotion, a lot of emotions are going to come out, but you're a Virgo. So emotions aren't really your thing. Can I say that? Is that fair to say? Don't kill me in the comments. Emotions might not necessarily be your thing, but honey bunny, there's emotions in this thing that is coming up for certain. But I want you to remember that there's you have all 3 cards of community: the 2 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, and the 3 of Pentacles. Those are my cards of community. And if all 3 of these are out, they're amplifying the message of one another. That community is going to be really important during this process. You start with the Knight of Cups, you go to the 2 of Cups, and then you end with the Devil card. Can you clarify the Devil for me, please? Clarification on the Devil. What are some of the limitations? What are some of the bounds? What are some of the chains? What are some of the chains? We have the Queen of Swords and the Empress. So I think I might be talking to a woman who is the boss, the big boss. Oh, I also forgot to talk about the astrological transit. Currently, Venus is in Virgo, and guess what? You have the Empress that has the Venus symbol right here in the heart. You are a girl boss. You might give Queen of Swords. You might be really, really impeccable with your word. But with this Devil energy, it's kind of giving the reverse. And I think these 2 women in reverse show the lower spectrum of personal elevation. Might can get into the pettiness, might be using words as a weapon, might be using her power in a way that might be abusing her power. So I think this is what the Devil card is calling you to be aware of, not to get into the reverse energies of these cards. I think there might be something where you might be blocking your divine feminine. And I think that block may be coming from the 8 of Swords, because you have the Queen of Swords here, but the Queen of Swords I'm reading in reverse because they came up as clarifications of the Devil card. I think that if you are operating, or if you end up operating in this de-elevated manner, it's because it's based out of fears. All of our maladaptive emotions, all of our maladaptive actions are rooted in some type of fear. Even anger is rooted in fear. Fear is the root of all of these things. Fear of lack of success, fear of whatever it is that you fear. That ends up the way it works is that our thoughts influence our emotions, and our emotions influence our behaviors. So if we're thinking fearful thoughts, as we have here in the 8 of Swords, it might disempower us from working in the ways that we should be working. Empress and Queen of Swords in the upright. But with the Devil card, I think there might be some maladaptive Queen and Empress energy. The Queen of Swords uses her words as a weapon rather than a word of words of encouragement and empowerment. The Empress in reverse, she overindulges, because you can see the lushness of her environment right here. She overindulges. She the only thing that I have is that she's maladaptive. Okay. And so I think that you're going to have to really lean on community, because you also have the Emperor. So I think your divine masculine is on point. You have the Emperor number 4, Empress 3. So your Emperor is intact. So I think it's your Empress that needs work and needs healing. And the way that you find this healing in this particular situation is relying on community, relying on the people that are around you. Again, this is a work situation, so I want you to trust your team. Let's see if anything else comes out. It's so funny that Venus is in Virgo, and you get the Empress that has the Venus symbol on her throne, her plush little throne. Let's get one more card to round out this energy, because we're not going to leave on that note. We're not going to leave on that note. Nothing's coming out. You've been getting really smooth shuffles. Yep. Giving, charity, philanthropy. I think that when you get out of this Devil energy, you move into the 6 of Pentacles, where you're giving more. You're in community. You're the lead of this project. You're the boss in some way, shape, form of another. It's not giving middle manager. It's not giving associate. I think you are a director of sorts, where you're a people manager. And when you get out of this Devil energy, when you get out of your fears, you're able to move into this situation, this energy rather, where you are no longer fearful and in the reverse, but you're giving charitably, you're giving your gifts, you're giving your time, all of these things a leader needs to give. So just be aware of this energy. I want you to use this as a method to go and reflect. This is going to be a really good time for you to go back and reflect. What are some of the fears that you hold? And how do they limit you? I don't think this is a card of addiction right now. Usually the Devil speaks to some type of addiction, but I don't think it's speaking to that right now. I think it's talking to some type of limitation. But remember, the way through this is with your team. Yep. The way through this is with your team and through proper planning. Oh my gosh, proper planning. You're a Virgo. That's something that you know how to do. Oh my gosh, let's get out of here. You're fine. Virgo, that was your read for the day. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and we will talk soon. Bye.